Hello beautiful people and welcome back to my channel. I first want to start off the video by saying thank you guys so much for subscribing. We are growing at a pretty alarming rate, and it's a smidget scary. It's a smidget scary because I did not expect all of this. I kind of felt like we were just gonna keep it between us, but we growing and I'm happy, but I'm nervous, so whatever. But we're gonna go ahead and do our makeup today as always and kind of get off into some things. So if you're new here, make sure you guys subscribe and like the video. All right, so I got the NYX pencil and it's in the shade Espresso. I have gum this go around, so if you don't like it, then go ahead and exit out. But I will be chewing my damn gum, okay? And it ain't because my breath stink, it's because I actually fucking like gum. Oh my goodness, did I cuss within the first 30 seconds? Jesus. You bitches. You always take me there. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start filling in my brows with this. And I'm using like just hair strokes at the top. Like I kind of only outline like the bottom portion, I guess, to make this look a little bit more natural. I'm lying, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing, but if it comes out right, then y'all know. Y'all know I know exactly what I was doing the whole entire time. Now if it comes out wrong, yeah, definitely don't know what I'm doing. All right, I'm using a little bit of Estee Lauder concealer in the shade Walnut to go in and clean up my brows. Yeah, I was having a conversation with my friend about my obsession with older men, like dating them, and she was like, I just cannot believe that you genuinely find older men attractive. And we were talking and she's like, would you ever date somebody who is in their 50s? And y'all know right now I'm about to turn 30. And honestly, yes, I would totally date somebody that is in their 50s. My friend just could not believe that I would be willing to date somebody that old, because in her mind she's like, I mean, what do y'all have in common? And I feel like I'm more of like an old soul, so for me I have a lot in common with older men. Like I love older music, definitely can get down with some Isley Brothers, and it's just a thing of me really finding those men attractive. I don't know why. I cannot give you an exact pinpoint as to why I find them attractive. I just do. One of my fondest memories of where I feel like it started was I had to be like 10 or 12, and my uncle had this friend. I remember his name. Girl's name was Jeremy. Yes. Hey Jeremy, how you doing? I'm a little bit older. I got a little older. Let me know what's happening. And he was just like this little chocolate drop. Remember, he was skinny, but like, back in the 90s how those men look. Like he was just so fine to me. And I remember always just trying to be his friend, and he would be like, man, get the hell out of here. But I was like, I always had a crush on him. And I feel like that was maybe not the beginning, but that is like one of the fondest memories that like sticks out for me. That's how I knew I liked older men, because he was so dark chocolate. He was just like chocolatey, like more chocolatey than me. And he was just fine as hell. It was one of them 90s men, and I've just always had an obsession with 90s men. Okay, so I'm trying to think of a look that I want to do today, and I honestly don't know, but something about the greens, the purples, and the oranges in this palette is kind of like sticking out to me. I don't know how I'm going to make this work, how we're going to go about it, but we're going to try. This right here is the Morphe M35 Boss palette, I want to say it's in my hand. It's a 35M palette. There you go. And like I said, the colors in here just, I don't know how we're going to put it together, but like, I feel like we should just try. So since I'm going to be using like some oranges, and oranges normally don't show up on my skin, like they just don't be pigmented enough, I'm gonna use the white concealer from e.l.f. This is in the shade Fair Warm, and this is going to serve as my base color. And yeah, that's what we gonna do. Hopefully this comes out the way I'm thinking it's gonna come out. I mean, it may not. 9 times out of 10 my looks don't come out the way that I pictured them in my head, But that's okay because we're gonna make them work. You know, we're gonna figure it out and it's gonna work. It's gonna work. Somebody asked me in my last video what type of brushes I use. Literally probably got these from Miss A in Amazon. I mainly, on all my, can't even talk. On all of my eyeshadow looks, I mainly just use 3 brushes. And these are little rinky dinks, so don't judge me. But it normally starts out with like a fluffy brush. All of them are fluffy brushes, but they're just different in sizes. So this one's a little bit bigger. And then you have this one, which is like a medium, and then you have a small. So depending on how much coverage I want, I use them like that. So the more coverage you want, the bigger your fluffy brush needs to be. I normally just kind of start with the medium, and then the brown, I use the bigger fluffy brush on because it kind of gives me more of a transition shade. But it all depends. I don't know how many times to tell y'all. I am self-taught. I don't be knowing, I just be doing stuff. I'm gonna start out with this orange color in here, this one right here. And I'm gonna apply that to like my crease. But my friend, she's like, what happens if they don't want kids? And I'm like, I don't know if you know, and maybe we not as close as I thought we were, but I thought it was a very clear understanding that Ari didn't want more kids. So that part does not bother me. I'm actually really excited. I think the only thing that would probably concern me with that is if they have kids that are around the same age as me. This is why I hate using orange, because do y'all see the way that looks? It just don't never look good on me, but that's okay. We're gonna work through it, girl. We're gonna figure it out. So now I'm gonna go in with like the purple that's in the same palette. Y'all, I'm be using the same palette throughout the whole thing, but I know some of y'all is a little bit slow. So yeah, we're using this purple, and we're gonna make that our edge color over here. And I'm using a smaller brush to do this, so that way it's more, I don't know, it's more, what's the word I'm looking for? It's more tapered. I don't know, it's more precise. That is the word I'm looking for. So it's more precise if I just use it right here. My only concern with somebody I'm dating having kids around my age is because what is your first thought? It's everybody's first thought, like when they find out that I like older men, is that, oh, you're doing it for the money. Like, no, I genuinely just have an attraction for older men. And, you know, when they have kids that are my age, I think that's what their thought process is, like, oh, she's just trying to take my dad's money. Like, no, I think your teddy is fun. And if you play your cards right, then both of us can go shopping on his dime. But see, you playing, you know, you over here hating me and I'm trying to get us some both some shit. Like, stop playing. Then to just kind of buff out those edges because they are kind of harsh, I always just go back in with whatever's left over on the previous brush that we used. So the brush that we used for the orange, and I just begin to buff out those harsh edges. And I'm sorry, I'm moving fast, y'all. Like, I'm not one of those people who just like to sit around and do their makeup all day. Like, no, I like to get it going and go about my way. I don't have time to be sitting around. Okay, to give this like a little bit more orange, because I feel like we lost it a little bit, I'm gonna use the Juvia's Place palette, the same orange I sometimes use as my blush. And yeah, we're gonna go in with the brush that we used in the beginning to apply the orange, but we're gonna go back in and just apply it just to kind of like buff out those edges. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know. I'm going to now take the Juvia's Place Wahala palette, and there's like this blue greenish color up here, and I'm gonna use that as the shadow. I like doing my makeup this way because it takes that shadow just 5 minutes to get on your face and it's out of here. Now, I could stick with the green that is in the first palette we used, the Morphe palette, but that's not pigmented enough for me. Like, I know some of y'all girls, y'all like to tone it down a little bit, think you definitely use that shade. But for me, because I'm extra, I'm gonna use this shade and I'm gonna call it a day, period. If there are any young girls, and I'm talking about like, I want to say I didn't start dating older men till I hit maybe 23. I know there was always a fascination there, but I really didn't start to really get off into it until I was probably like 23. But I am going to say, if you guys are going to date older men, just be very careful because there are some that prey on younger women. So you got to be headstrong. You're going to go off into this. You got to know exactly what it is that you want, and don't let them manipulate you, because there are some that will try. I know there were a couple that tried, and you just, I don't know how to word it. Like, I don't want to encourage you to date older men if that's not really your thing. But, like, since it was my thing, I decided to date older men. I'm going to take a little bit of the orange color. Just a matte, not a shimmer. The same orange we used to go up in there with. And I'm going to just apply that here. Just to kind of bring this out just a little bit. You know, just make it look like a smoother transition. Smooth transitions are kind of like my thing. I don't know. I don't like harsh eyeshadow, but that's just me. To deepen up my edges, I'm going to go back into the Morphe palette. I do a lot of swapping between palettes, which is why it's a tedious job for me to hold up every single color. Like, girl, get with the tones. But there is a deep, dark purple. It's like a purple bluish color in here. And I'm using just a smaller brush. So the smaller, the more precise. So I'm using a smaller brush to now go in here and just deepen up those edges. And I really like this because it's coming off like it's blue, like it's black, but it's white, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's purple. I know a lot of girls, they start talking to older men because of daddy issues. And you know what? I think I do have daddy issues. I mean, that's probably a part of it, but like, it's probably a big part of it. That's probably why I like older men. But honestly, I just find them to be very attractive. So the attractive part was number one, but I'm about to let y'all know why I stick with older men, okay? Okay, I'm hopping into the Flamingo palette. This one is by Lick and Lash, okay? They have this pretty green, I don't know what color it is. It's like, I don't know, it looked white, but then when you put it on, it's green and it's just very sparkly. It looks like this right here. I don't know if y'all can see that, but I'm gonna apply that to my inner corner. Y'all know I gotta have an inner corner pop just to, you know, make this stand out a smidget. I dated, oh, that's pretty. Oh, that's pretty. I dated men around my age for a while, and it just was like, they just wasn't shit, you know. They just wanted one thing, and they weren't trying to, you know, pay no bills or nothing like that. Like, it just was very, I don't know, they just didn't grow up right. Their mama didn't teach them to write. This is so freaking pretty, y'all. That inner corner just set it off. And I was thinking about going in with a different color. I'm so happy I decided on that. Oh, hopefully y'all can see. Can y'all see? Am I blinding y'all? Oh, oh, it's so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna use NARS today. This is the primer, and I'm gonna prime my skin with this. I'm taking a little bit of the NYX liner. It's my favorite liner. And I'm just gonna do like just a smidget of a line. But I remember, like, when I first started dating an older man, I remember him just automatically paying my bills. I never had to ask for anything. It would literally just be a simple, oh my goodness, this is due, and then the next thing I knew, he had already paid for it. Like, holy shit. If money and bills being paid don't make the coochie go whoop whoop, it definitely made mine go whoop whoop, okay? I guess since I ain't really about to be out in them streets like that, I will use the Juvia's Place again. I'm gonna use the shade To Go. I know I'm pronouncing it wrong, shut up. Mind your business. But even like with my my ex, the very first date, he took me, wow, that might be too much because y'all know how this shit gets down. But yeah, my ex, he the very first date me and him had, he took me shopping for my kids. And I was like, I never asked for that, anything. He just kind of came out of pocket for it. Older men are just built differently. They mamas raised them right, you know? Like, they feel like they should be the man of the house, but they also provide, like, the man of the house. Because I know a lot of youngsters feel like they should be the man of the house, but still, they want to eat up off of you. They want to lay up on your couch. And it ain't the damn same with older men. Older men, and I'm not saying all of them, but the ones that Ari has encountered have been different. Like, even to this day, me and my ex, like, we still cool because he's the way that I'm gonna put it is, he was not the man for me, but that does not mean that he's not a good man in general. you know. So he's still a good man to my kids, and he still takes care of bills and stuff that needs to be paid. So I'm gonna get that man that, okay? Because he comes through when I need him to come through. But he just, I don't feel like we were meant to be together. If you gonna date somebody older, be careful, because one thing about older men, baby, older men love to tell you how to do shit because they feel like they've been on this earth longer. That's like my only con with them, and it's not in like a forceful way, but when y'all have an argument or something, they'll be like, I've been around longer than you, you know, I've been in corporate longer than you, I know how to work it. No, you don't. No, you damn don't. This is why your ass is still stuck in the same position, because you don't take risk, okay? You need to be able to take some risk out here in these streets. All right, I'm gonna apply some I cannot talk. I'm gonna apply some concealer. This is the NARS in the shade Walnut. Hopefully it is. I don't know which one this is in my hand. It is. It's Walnut. And I'm just gonna apply this nice and smooth to my skin. You know, make sure that goes on real good. The Pound Town with older men, baby. Consensual people, because I know some of y'all might try to take this out of context, okay? But yeah, that's on top tier level. Like, they just take their time, you know. And the ones that I've been with, I don't know about nobody else, I can only speak on my experience, baby. They are more so interested in making sure you get yours before they get theirs. And like, that's the type of shit I need in my life. Like, yes, please make sure that I get mine before you try to get yours, because if not, this thing is not going to work. But the sensualness of that, like, it's mind blowing. I know y'all have read those romance novels, and baby, it's like that. It's like that. I feel like older men done been through a lot of trials and tribulations, so at this point they kind of know how to get it right. And yeah, that's like one of my favorites. Me and my ex still kind of do that to this day, because it's kind of like finding somebody who sells the best oregano, right? And can't nobody get you to that level of highness, so you keep going back to the same dealer. It's kind of like that. Like, him and my rose is like neck and neck, bitch. They neck and fucking neck. Speaking of the rose, if you have never experienced a thing, you know, like an explosion just for you, and you would like to see what that's like, I would highly suggest getting a rose, okay? Because the rose will take your breath away. And it's all about finding like the right settings, okay? Because I know some people are like, no, it didn't work for me. Girl, you gotta find the right setting. The setting that worked for me ain't gonna work for you. Like, you gotta play around with that thing, okay? And I just convinced my friend to get one. Girl, she on cloud now, and she don't know how to act. It changes your outlook on life. I'm telling you. If you don't have one, definitely go and get one. It's like, it scared me. I'm like, why did it scare you? She's like, 'cause I ain't never experienced nothing like that. And I'm like, that scared you? Girl, I was not scared. I was ready for round 2. I was like, let's fucking go, Rose. You want some bacon and eggs? Like, you need me to cook you breakfast? Like, what is it that you need from me? Because you are amazing. Always keep her charged all the time, because it is just, baby, I'm telling you, if you ain't never experienced that, I would highly suggest you getting one. They're on Amazon for like $30. $30 for a lifetime of yes, like, get it. All right, I'm using my favorite translucent powder ever in the history of freaking life. This is the Laura Mercier honey setting powder. And yeah, it's my favorite. It's just my favorite, okay? This is what I like to use. So I'm just gonna set everywhere that I applied my highlight to. Normally I wouldn't set out this way, but I feel like it's giving me a lifted eye, which is something that I definitely need, because I need my skin to be lifted, child. I'm scared to go under the knife, but definitely want a little bit of a lift. So if my makeup can get me there, then by all means we're taking it. Have you guys ever faked a orgasm? I feel like 99.9% of women have. And if you say you haven't, I feel like you're lying. I don't know. In my mind, I just feel like you're lying. But have you? I know I have. I totally have. And it's just because, like, I don't know. I feel like that just gives them more stamina. And when I give them more stamina, I feel like in hopes of them, you know, going a little bit harder, like run a little bit extra in order to get me where I need to be. It hasn't worked in the past. I'm not sure why I continue to do it, but I feel like, you know, some people just have like a little bit of a praise kink. I think I've done it in the past, and it's a mix of kind of just wanting that person to be done because like I'm not getting any type of enjoyment out of it, and yeah, I just kind of want you to be over. Like it's time for you to be done, okay? Like been doing this and I keep guiding you to the spot and you keep on missing. So what are we doing here? What are we doing here? And after we get done, they be like, you came like 5 times, didn't you? I'm like, didn't come not once, okay? But whatever makes you happy, love. And I know, like, right now, I know somebody right now, I'm not gonna say no names, but that was his thing. He'd be like, you sprung, you know, you sprung because of the D. That's what it is, because I was always faking orgasms. And in his mind, he felt like, oh, she just so sprung. And I used to be like, I'm not going nowhere. Please. Now he be wondering, like, how was it so easy for you to break up with me when you was in love with the D? Like, sir, I was not in love with that D. Oh, I was not. All right, now it's time for me to go in and bake, and I'm going to be using the Laura Mercier Air again to bake. And yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm only going to keep the Laura Mercier under my eyes, though. I plan on using the, what is that? The Makeup Revolution Topaz for like my nose and stuff, just to kind of make sure I'm not like too bright, you know, like you don't want to be too bright. Now that I have all of this kind of set a little bit, now I'm gonna go start carving out with the Topaz, and that's by Makeup Revolution. And I like to put it on the sides of my nose, just to kind of, I don't know, I feel like when you put the Laura Mercier on the side of your nose, like it's just too bright. And then I'm also probably just gonna set a little bit under here, but I'm also like, I'm immediately gonna rub that off. Like that's not gonna stay. It's probably gonna stay for like a couple of moments just to kind of bring out those cheekbones. But then you got to get, like I said, I'm not gonna let that one sit for too long. It's literally just to carve out my my cheekbones a little bit, and then I'm blending that out. I don't want that to sit too long at all. All right, y'all, so I went and put some curls in my hair because I don't know, I just didn't feel like doing it at the end of the video. Like once I'm done recording, girl. So we're just gonna go ahead and blend this out because it's been sitting for a while and I feel like it's pretty good. If you guys have made it here, make sure you guys go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, you know, give me some love. Okay, we're gonna add some blush. Where is my blush palette? I can't find it. So you know what, that's fine. I'm just gonna use my Fenty bronzer, the one that is in the shade Mocha Mommy, as my blush today. And yeah, as soon as I open it, sorry. And it looks like this. But I'm going to use this as my blush since it is pretty red. It can just serve as my blush. And I'm putting this on like the highest parts of my cheek. Y'all know which lip liner we're going in with, don't even play. This is the LA Girl Precision Pencil in the shade Dark Brown. I'm going to forever use this, forever and ever. And I really can't see in the mirror, so I probably should pull this one a little bit closer. Bit of my Lavish matte lipstick. I think I am. I say I think I am, then I'm applying it to my lips. You are, Ari, you are. I seen somebody else use their finger and it just came out so pretty. Somebody on TikTok, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm using my finger. Then I'm going to put on some lip gloss. This is the e.l.f. Not the e.l.f. Why did I say e.l.f.? This is the NYX Butter Gloss. Alright guys, so here we are. This is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Before we go, I did just want to say thank you guys to all of the new subscribers, all of the old subscribers that continue to support me. I know I can be a bit much sometimes. I'm a little bit of an asshole, and that's probably never going to change, but I appreciate you guys rocking for me. I really do. I didn't expect for us to gain as much traction as we have within like the last couple weeks, but I guess that's what happens when you're consistent, Ari. Yeah. Anyway, I know that somebody had a question about my hair. I literally ordered my hair off of Amazon and I install it myself because I am broke and I cannot afford any of these new stylists. This hair I've probably had since about December, November-ish. This particular hair is called Hermosa. Hermosa on Amazon, and it's really good hair. To me it is. They do have one that's like a 220 density. I did order that one and I wasn't a fan. It was just like too much hair. But then this one is good too, but I'm like, I always like volume in here. Probably use just like a roller brush and be fine. But yeah, the hair I install myself is pretty simple. You could use YouTube or TikTok. TikTok will teach you different ways on how to install it and make it look good, girl. I would not be going to no damn beautician. I ain't got no $500, $600 for a damn install that's only gonna last a week, and I still gotta pay for the hair. I don't have it. I'm not that damn rich, so I install it myself. Hopefully the video kind of goes over the brushes. I'll try to put like a little link for the brushes in the description too. I literally ordered them off of Amazon or Miss A. They're like $1 brushes. Your girl does not use anything uber expensive, and we get good results. So there's that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else you guys wanted me to cover. I did realize that I did kind of do this look previously, but the purples are not purpling. I mean, they look great, but they kind of look brown instead of purple, so it makes it look like another look that I did. Whatever, I'm still happy with it. I think it looks cute. This is why I need you guys to let me know some colors that you guys want me to do in the comments, because like I wound up doing the same shit and not on purpose. Like I told you I was gonna do purple, orange, and green, and we did, and it came out like this. So maybe I should reverse the colors. I don't know. Anyway, I gotta go. I don't know what I'm gonna do today, but your girl is looking good, so we're gonna figure something out to do today. But I love you guys, and I will see you guys next time.